Hello, we're here today with 8 of our Year 12 students who recently competed in the 180 EE competition here at Queensland Academies Health Sciences campus. Now the 180 EE is something really unique to our campus here. It's where each of these students have taken their 4,000 word, fully referenced research essay and they've turned it into a 180-second communication to an audience of lay people about their research. So we want to speak with them today about what's inspired them with their EE and why they chose to do the 180 EE journey.
Well, crisis management unfortunately has been quite prevalent in our society today with the dream world attacks and unfortunately the aviation industry. So it was quite inspiring to also plan a holiday at the same time and really think about why I'm choosing this airline and what frameworks they would have in place in case anything went wrong. So if we identify the issues within crisis management today, it can help for a stable future in the aviation industry and make 2018 a much safer year.
Excellent.
Well, I really wanted to look at this particular bacterium, which is Helicobacter pylori, because again, it's really prevalent and it causes a lot of diseases, like stomach cancer, for example. But I think my message was really trying to find a treatment for the bacterium. And even though I'm not a real scientist, but I really wanted to try to look at the different drugs out there and the natural plant extracts and just sort of find a way to fix this issue.
Excellent.
So we have an ageing population and it's well known that with age comes complications with physical health. So I really wanted to focus my research on something that's really current and is a real global issue at the moment. I think that brought a lot of value to my research and I had great pride in sharing it with the wider QA cohort and hopefully the rest of the world in the future too.
Excellent.
I would definitely recommend the opportunity just because it allows you to develop your public speaking and that's a great opportunity, and also to share your research that you've spent so much time on with your peers and people who might not know your subject area. That just helps you to get more and more across it as you wrestle with how you're going to share it and how you're going to communicate it to other people who don't know what you're talking about.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, I knew I had to find a way to explain this obscure music that not many people know about in a way that linked everyone to know what I was talking about. So I thought, how do I explain that this well-known person is more known than the inventor of the nocturne genre? And I thought about music of today, how everyone is so similar. So I linked to people that everyone knows about in music, such as Michael Jackson, and that's how I managed to link it.
I think one of the most challenging parts came with the 180E itself, because I had to find a way to engage the audience in the way that I had engaged with the subject, and not many people, if they find literature interesting at all, engage with it in such a deep way that they can analyse it in the context of a social issue. So the challenge, I think, came with the 180E itself.
Well, I think it comes back to that whole TED philosophy of ideas worth sharing. So you have this idea that you've obviously developed through 4,000 words of very complex different aspects. And I think with business management, as Natalia would probably agree, is you've got all these different factors that you've discussed through your EE, and it's about condensing and refining it to one perspective. And so when you have an idea that all of us believe is truly impactful and important, as we all believe through 4,000 words of research, it's really interesting to communicate the value of your research.
You usually write the extended essay and the result sometimes ends up over 4,000 words, from which you have to condense down to 4,000 words again. And then you have to condense 4,000 words into perhaps 10% of that, 400 or even less words, to be within 180 seconds. It is quite a skill that you need to be able to be concise and clear with your arguments.
Excellent. I'm here with Dr. Helen Weston, our EE coordinator here at the Academy, and Dr. Weston is responsible for bringing the 180 EE to us here. So Helen, the question I've got for you is what was the inspiration for bringing the 180Ee to our students at the Academy?
Right, well, the 180Ee is modelled off the University of Queensland's 3-minute thesis, and they very kindly allowed us to copy that model. And so it was all about really squeezing that last drop of enthusiasm and knowledge from our students as they spend so long on that extended essay. It's really important to be able to support other researchers, I think, as a researcher. So when you gain new understandings and you gain new knowledge, it's really important to share that with other researchers. And it's also about contributing locally and globally to the knowledge economy, which I think our students have done brilliantly.
Indeed. Thanks, Helen.